Hi. I kind of forgot to say this in the intro, which you'll hear in a second, but I just want to make it absolutely crystal clear. Do not go after the opposing fraction here and start insulting them. I do it because it's comedy. I know it's weird reasoning, but honestly, at this point, the only thing you can do against these people is clown on them for how absolutely unintelligent they are. Do not go over to anyone and leave nasty, hateful remarks. I disallow that no matter who I criticize and no matter who I clown on. Do not attack anyone. I'm just making fun of them, okay? We're clear on that? Awesome. I hope you have fun watching the video. Hey guys, what's up? Twisty back with another video. Today we're gonna tackle a difficult one. Like, holy crap, we're going down some deep and dark paths. For transparency, I tried recording this video before, and I noticed that I was trying way too hard to see good in it. While there is a very rare, slight, minimal chance that there's good in this, the bad definitely outweigh the potential good. And I'm going to show you instances of that. We're of course gonna talk about AI art. Art, yeah, sure. Let's call it art. Anyway, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna link you two videos in the video description down below. Both of these have very, very good talking points. Especially this one, I think, goes very in-depth. This one definitely is a good and deserving watch as well. However, I want to keep this a little bit shorter. In my original take that I recorded, I was a little long-winded. I just read comments and I commented on said comments. I'm gonna give a little bit of an overview, and I'm just gonna give you the sources, of course, in the video description down below. Check all the sources yourself, and don't just eat the lies of the AI art community, guys. Just don't eat it up. That's all I can say. We're gonna start with a certain Logan Pressure. He is cited to be a visual dev artist and art director, worked on Valorant, League of Legends, Ark, and various projects other than that. I think he summarized the whole situation rather well, and I'm gonna try to be as close to his summary as I can, while not reading his things outright. Okay, so basically, Logan himself is very aware of AI being a tool that's being used for various things, and I'm gonna let this scroll every now and then so you can read at your leisure. If you want to read all of this properly, just pause in between. Anyway, Logan is very aware of the fact that AI is a difficult subject matter for a lot of established and up-and-coming artists. The main point about AI that a lot of people are scared about is having their art stolen, which, spoiler warning, that is 100% true. We're gonna get into those things later. Logan, however, makes a few good points that, first of all, this will be a consistent thing throughout the coming, especially months and potentially even years. That AI is gonna be a talking point that people will bring up again and again because it is super easy. You just type a few words, you let the program do everything for you, and within very, very insanely fast time spans, you're gonna have something that looks credible. And I think he rightfully called out that AI is limited, it will be for a while, and human comprehension is just as valuable as ever. I don't want to brag, because there is nothing to brag about. At least there is something that I was able to sketch up. It looks bad. I'm gonna forewarn you right now. It looks bad. Well, behold. So yeah, it looks rather bad. I'm aware of that. Line work, the lines are squiggly, the line art itself is bad. Everything about this kind of sucks. But I can own up to that. I can use this as a training material to just get a better understanding of how lines should work. And I created that myself, at least. I'm pretty sure both of those poses were completely original. Don't hammer me down on this, okay? I'm pretty convinced they are original. And if you've seen them before, please do correct me. Again, this is not to be a showcase that I'm a great artist or whatever. I am not. I'm 100% not. The thing is, I do this the right way. The way that I would approach this, if I'm not happy with that, is to just keep on trying to make it better. And that's what practice does. Practice makes perfect. I kind of hate that saying, but it holds true. And this is where I can at least understand why these AI, let's just say it how they are actually, these AI generated images operators, they are not artists, they are operators. There's a huge distinction to be made there. I can understand on a human level that having to put in effort into something and having to learn things like just overall composition, color, having to learn all of that is so hard. It's so much easier to be an unskilled idiot and have the program do the work for you. And no, I'm not insulting you, I'm describing you. If you are an operator of that variety. It's really easy to have that. But the fact of the matter is, you're not learning shit. You're not doing anything. You're not an artist. You're an operator. Again, big distinction. And this is where I want to bring up, again, this is a marathon, not a sprint. This is going to keep plaguing people who actually are creative. This is where I want to encourage all of you to keep pushing, to keep fighting against the people who say that AI is better than traditional or even regular digital art. Okay, let's next go to some of the people that you're going to meet from the AI community, because holy shit, how do you think you're getting away with this garbage? So, John over here says, this is what AI artists are like. You post some art and they swoop in like this. With this being the thing that they say. This is so cool. Do you mind if I use your portfolio to train my algorithm? These unskilled little losers don't want ethical art. They want to take your stuff and then have their algorithm shit out exactly what those people have created to either, one, make cheap money, because that's one of the ultimate end goals of theirs, to sell all this garbage, to two, get recognition because they have extremely fragile egos and they need to have people tell them that, oh my god, this looks awesome, even though they created jack shit, or free, just out of straight malice. Because they think that actual artists are earning too much money, we'll get into that in just a second, or should be taken down a notch because they are too proud of their achievements. Which is exactly what AI people like Yusuf over here want. They want to be proud of what their AI has created. Which is really pathetic considering he created jack shit. He had a program shit out something for him. This is the ultimate end goal for these people. They want to be like, oh yeah, I created this. Actually, no, I didn't, because my program did it, but no one cares. But no one should care, I should say, because I'm special. It's really dumb. This is where we get into one of the previous mentioned things. Just saw an AI user say that artists should have known better than to enter such an unstable profession. Dumbasses, without that unstable profession, you wouldn't have things that you could steal because this, because holy shit, this is where it goes. AI bro prompts. The majority is composed of artist names, the names of studio style, and the same shit over and over again. They know it's theft. They know it's nothing original. They include it in the prompts themselves. And this is what this fucking garbage looks like. At the end of the day, they're also proud of figuring out all these prompts. Oh my god, you have 2 brain cells that figure out that you have to type shit in here. Crazy! It's almost as if you could have used those 2 brain cells to not be a fucking thief. So let's look at this for just a second. There are apparently 7 artists' names in here. Ed Blinky, Ette Gallion, Jeremy Mann, Greg Menches, Antonio Moro, Greg Rutkowski. To be fair, again, I'm not actively part of any art community. I don't do pixel art, I don't do traditional, I don't do digital, I don't do any of that, okay? I'm not skilled enough for that. I can admit that outright. I mean, you saw it. You saw it. And then we have people like these who are even more unskilled than me, and then they search for styles. Model shoot style, photorealistic painting, fucking Studio Ghibli. Congratulations, you unskilled bitch. Photorealistic painting. You have to put that in twice because you have 2 working brain cells and they are so busy trying to think of as many garbage thief points, plagiarism points that you can. Extremely detailed. Most beautiful artwork in the world. Sexy. I guess this is an NSFW artist. I'm joking about that. You can have sexy artwork without it being NSFW. Just saying. Trending on ArtStation. We're gonna get to ArtStation in just a second, by the way. Trending on CG Society. Intricate, high detail, sharp focus. Dramatic. And then look at the things that aren't supposed to be in here. Weird colors. Don't make it blurry. Over here, let's look at the original tweet again. Like, of course the negative prompt watermark. Yeah, they don't want watermarks to be copied, because then you would see that all of this is fucking theft! Do I have to spell this out for the 2 people in the world that are too stupid to understand this? All of this is theft. Just because it gets rearranged doesn't take away from the fact that you're stealing from actual artists. I'm not sure how that sounded, but I'm gonna repeat it. It doesn't take away from the fact that you're stealing from actual artists. The same fucking garbage. Same artists. Although there's Manzaneda over here, Remington, H.W. Hansen, Russell, William Hubert Dunton. Again, I don't know any of these people, so I'm not sure if I mispronounced any of the names. I'm sorry if I did. Princess Emma Watson as Princess Peach. Is that even a real thing? I don't even know anymore. Oil painting, Studio Ghibli, because yeah. Jesus Christ. It's kind of funny to me that they go after CG. I mean, let's look at this one again. Extremely detailed CG. There's a lot of CG that they request. Because I think, like, that's just my opinion right here, or at least that's the feeling that I get. I think CG is easier to have it replicated via AI than 2D animation or 2D art. Because with 2D, it's, I think, way easier to see when something is amiss. At least that's my feeling. I'm not sure if anyone can correct or confirm this for me. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have actual people watch this who can educate me on the ease of this. I'm not sure. Muse beautiful. This is so pathetic that they have to type this. Muse most beautiful artwork in the world. Featuring a fierce-looking, rugged, insert celeb Is that an actual prompt? Is that an actual prompt? So you can get like a Johnny Depp, Scarlett Johansson, more individuals that I don't know off the top of my head because those are the last two that I heard within the last week. Professional majestic oil painting. You know, if you were to take all that time that you try to get your shitty, fucking worthless AI to replicate this for you, if you were to take all that time to learn all this, you could create something that, if you do enough homework, if you have enough dedication, and if you actually can improve your style, that you could create things that are better than the things you're looking for. But no, the human element comes in. It's so hard to put in actual work into shit. No, I don't want to. I want to be appreciated for simply existing. But yeah, as I said, we have people like this that just wanna take in as much as they can to have unrecognizable replications. It's so pathetic. It's such obvious and blatant theft. How do you not see that? There's this bullshit. Being an artist is not an unstable profession because, especially within animation, artists will always be there. You always need to have an artist for animation to work. No matter if it's actual CG, you can learn how to do 3D modeling and all that. Whether or not you have your preference of 2D versus 3D art. Again, I'm more of a 2D, I don't want to say extremist, but I'm more of an originalist of 2D. I prefer 2D in any sense. 3D CGI, it's gonna become something that's gonna get even better with time, definitely. And that's something that people should absolutely have an eye on how to pursue something like that. But please, I hope we just never get rid of 2D animation, please. Side rant aside, let's go back to this. Are AI apps like Lensa democratizing or killing art? I totally agree that all of this has been stolen because of the copying. Because, look, there are people who draw in a certain style. There are people who draw in the Akira Toriyama style, the Dragon Ball style. And yes, it looks very much like Toriyama's artworks. But here's the kicker. Those people put in hundreds upon thousands of hours to learn that. There's a stark difference between trying to replicate someone, trying so hard to become potentially even someone who can make fan manga like Dragon Ball AF. I mean, look at Toyotaro. Whether you like him or you hate him, if you go to the latter, I can totally understand. There's a lot of stuff he's done wrong. Look at him. He learned how to do the Akira Toriyama style, and he's now the successor of Toriyama for the Dragon Ball Super manga. If you have dedication to actually do this yourself, you can go places. What the AI community wants is to sit there, do jack shit, and still have products be produced for them because they think they are entitled to this kind of garbage. And yes, generated images that only have fucking prompts of theft in them is garbage. Pure garbage. Okay, let's go back to this. Folks fighting against unethical AI art. We're going to see a lot of arguments from prompters trying to derail the conversation by asking us to define art. If you don't create it yourself and you let your program do everything for you, you are not an artist. End of discussion. So yeah, there is not a lot of talking points around that. Also, by the way, color artist works on films, MCU, ILM, HBO, games, TV, covers, fine art. In case you're wondering why I haven't shown the others, it's because they don't have an actual work resume. It's kind of hard to say resume when you just say or vague things that you've worked on. Not to discredit any of that. Don't misunderstand me here. They don't have those work resumes in their bio, so I just haven't shown that yet. Of course, all of their links are gonna be in the description, at least the links to the tweets I've shown here. Do check them out at your own leisure. Leave all of them a little bit of support, a little bit of love there, because they are fighting against people who are stealing from them. Or at least they are trying to combat the theft. So yeah, let's look one more time at this, because oh boy, this is heinous, this is pathetic. This is pure and utter pathetic. Take from as many people as possible without ever having any credit given to the original owners or the original creators. Fucking trash is what it is. Absolute garbage, dog shit. Honestly, if you have a problem with that, just don't be a thief. So, also, dear Japanese artists affected by exploitative AI. Companies, legislators are soon looking into the issue. Yeah, honestly, make all your governments aware of people committing theft, or at the very best for AI users, plagiarism. Make them aware of these things being wrong in the world. Reminder that AI companies have taken our works and used our full names to generate imagery, all for profit. Which is very much factually correct. All of this is just taken from these people, from people who create stuff in general, just so that some no-skill moron sitting in this basement with literally no desire to create anything original himself thinks to himself, I'm gonna take from these entitled rich artists because they don't deserve it. Rich artists, eh? There was a poll that said the average artist makes 35 to 40k US dollar annually. Because I know that the AI community has a problem with understanding words. Annually means per year. That's not a lot. It's a decent amount. It's actually not a lot, considering that if I look back to the mangas specifically, yes, what else do I have to say? If I look at manga, the people drawing manga pages, they make incredibly low amounts of money considering the work they put in. They are sometimes sitting in their offices 10 to 12 hours just drawing. That's crazy. That's kind of terrible working conditions. I don't personally know a good solution to that. I just would like for people to always go back to the artists who draw things, and just, if you can find any of them, like any of them on social media or whatever, and just tell them that thank you so much for your hard work, because a lot of them are also in a constant fear of burnout. And as someone who's aware of how that feels, just one positive comment about what you've done, sometimes it does wonders. All I can say. The founder of AI Stable Diffusion made $1 billion US this year. Last year, of course, it kind of was at a jump to the new year. And is a hedge fund manager. You people don't even know what you're talking about. Learn to draw. And this is one of the apologism, by the way, is one of the worst fucking concepts in the world, and I think I'm gonna make a video about that in the future as well. But for now, let's just say apologism is a fucking trash concept. AI art is a tool and nothing more. That's a crazy tool, my guy. Crazy tool. Awesome. Yeah, perfect. When artists demonize AI-generated images, you should have put a comma here, by the way. Again, you don't know jack shit. They say, please don't use this tool so that I can still charge you millions of dollars for my skills. That's the strawmanniest strawman that ever strawed. You know, I don't use strawmans when I say you are fucking thieves with your AI-generated garbage. And all of you suck. That's not a strawman, that's not an insult, that's analysis. Learn the difference. And yes, I'm probably a bad example right now, being a very loud and vocal person. But I am just sick of people that think that they're entitled. Goddamn entitled to anything. Entitled. Fucking entitled. The privilege of people that defend this garbage is... I can't even give a description for the amount of privilege these people have in their life. That you have to create a completely new word for the amount of privilege these people have. Oh yeah, also, Sakuga is founder of Support Human Artist behind your favorite books, TTRPG commissions. It's close enough for me to give a little summary, okay? That's all I'm saying. And, by the way, speaking of the hedge fund manager, the fucking ill-willed bastard. This is the CEO of Stability AI. It's anti-American and anti-free speech, that's what he meant. But because he has no brain cells whatsoever, this is what he came up with. I wonder if people also didn't see the potential at the start of the first artistic renaissance. Which I don't even know what that is, but I'm gonna probably have it on screen right now. It's more fundamental than that. Questionable, since I still don't know what the first artistic renaissance is like. We are a visual species and opponents are arguing for skill segregation. And then he goes on to be a bigot. This is the straw that broke the camel's back for me when I saw this the first time. You know, it's like lower classes shouldn't be allowed to learn to read, as writing is the privilege of the elite and they could use it for bad stuff. They would also learn to copy the style of the elite, which should be banned. That's fucking disgusting bigotry. Denying lower classes the ability to learn how to write or read is anti-human. That's straight up a fact. You know what's not anti-human? Telling thieves they shouldn't steal anymore. That's the difference. We are luckily in a timeline where all of that was ruled out over time. Luckily, because I don't want to live in a world where this kind of bigotry is allowed. And we live in a world where all of this is basic education. We won't ever live in a world, I can almost guarantee that, where theft is condoned and acceptable. If anyone thinks that, please throw away your smartphone, wreck your computer, stay off of social media, get to learn how to interact with people first, and then buy the things again and come back as a better person. Ending on, they'd rather keep their monopoly on visual communication. No, it's not a monopoly. Anyone, if at all, art is one of the most accessible things in the world. Anyone can just draw like what I did and have people be like, oh yeah, there is some merit to what you did. Whether or not I get this reaction is not up to me. Of course not. Because I have a fucking brain and I use it for thinking stuff. That sentence alone disqualified me as a thinking person, but you get the point. And as Logan rightfully calls us out, it's manipulative, ideological, and extremely dangerous. I wonder when one of these fathermuckers, chill out YouTube, it's a joke word, will come up with a comparison that holding back AI is basically the same as putting them in concentration camps. Because I swear to fucking God, someone will come up with that garbage. because there is so much ill-willed trash in just this. They can go lower. And if there is room to go lower, people will go lower. At the end of the day, they will. Whether or not it's gonna happen, not for me to say. I don't know. But it's potentially possible. And I think this is also another thing that people should consider. Because artists don't like their work and full names used non-consensually by for-profit AI companies. Artists engage in monopoly and skill segregation. This is bullshit, by the way. And yeah, that's 100% true. By the way, Emad Mustak, I don't care if I said your name wrong, I don't give a shit about you. The hedge fund boss who just got 101 million, I guess this is virtual currency money for his AI company built on stolen artworks, says the artists who oppose him are like aristocrats who try to keep the poor people from learning to read. The leap in logic, the mental gymnastics to become this fucking bigoted, to be this unintelligent, is absolutely mind-numbing. I don't know how else to say that. I don't know. I just don't know how anyone can be this fucking dumb. I don't know. I mentioned ArtStation before, right? Well, that's a whole journey. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. Friendly reminder that the ArtStation protest didn't stop organically. They started deleting protest images from their trending page. Which also means they have the mod power to stop AI in the shop, but they are choosing not to use it. Artists and illustrators have removed their work from ArtStation. You've shown as much concern about this issue as a cat to a vase on a counter. AI station indeed. Oh, trust me, this is gonna get an interesting boomerang effect. Oh yeah, by the way, Nicholas over here, who's a character design illustrator for Spyro Reignited, Crash Bandicoot 4, Sonic Prime, and other things. He has had his stuff copied. HaveIBeenTrained.com is apparently a website where you can check whether or not people have used your names for AI generation. And apparently, this is a lot of what's come up for that. There is basically no one who's safe. This is his, and this is what it's used for. Apparently, by that style. I'm not sure what he searched for. I'm not sure if it's in the tweet, because looking through the replies, I haven't seen it, what it's for, what he searched for. But yeah, searching your own name or the things that you worked on, and then seeing that it's been trained, that it's been used for training of AI, yeah, you feel stolen from. And the people who defend AI have never created anything special in their life, so of course they don't feel bad about having things stolen, because they don't create, they take. However, there seems to be a swirl. Tim Sweeney, from what I understood, is one of the main guys behind ArtStation. A very interesting development in the AI art saga, litigation against several commercialized generative AI art sites whose machine learning models were trained on art scraped from the internet without the permission of the artists who made it. Out of the mouth of one of the guys who allegedly deleted protest posts, or his mod team, I really don't care right now. Anyway, a site that he is a representative for has had protest images against AI deleted. That's the bottom line of the story. Here's the formal complaint in the lawsuit against Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, and DeviantArt. Okay. I didn't even know DeviantArt was in it. I just saw Stable Diffusion and I was like, yes! W! We're getting somewhere. On behalf of Carla Artis, again, very cool individual from the likes of it, from the looks of it. Jesus, I just said I can talk, right? Sarah Anderson, who I have not seen in anything listed here, and Kelly McKernan. I'm not sure. I'm gonna trust John that he wrote the name properly, so I'm just gonna call her Kelly McKernan. If I'm wrong on that, I apologize. StableDiffusionLitigation.com. Links for PDF of complaint with violations and exhibits above. Create, don't scrape, art, no AI. This is something that's probably going to create a ripple effect, and I hope it does. I'm not sure where the lawsuit is. It's been like over a week since that happened. And then Sweeney went on to a Twitter thread. Anyway, plaintiffs take the position that machine learning trained on art produces a model that's comparable to a lossy... What? I don't even know what... I guess compression of the original work. Didn't he meant to say loose? To a loose compression? Rather than generalized learnings comparable to those of a human artist. It's an untested area of copyright law. This technology moved from university research labs, blah 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 blah. Yeah. More apologetic behavior of, it's not perfect yet. It's learning. It's gonna get better. Blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up. Blah blah blah. Fair use in research setting may become otherwise in a commercial setting. Here we don't do anything like run generative AI on user content. Questionable. Knowing the previous things, that's questionable. Nor license third parties to do so. Again, with the previous complaints and accusations, that's also questionable. As the litigation spiders outward, it will be interesting to see if any sites did secret deals of that sort without informing or compensating art. The fact that he puts it into question shows that this guy has no fucking idea what he's talking about. ArtStation has another big terms of service update coming, hopefully this week, to clarify that we don't do that and don't have the right to do that. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna check Nicholas here and see if... Ah! There it is. I guess this is it. We've updated our terms of service to make clear that scraping and reselling or redistributing content is not permitted, and to clarify the prohibition against use of no AI content with generative AI programs. Apparently, ArtStation felt the pressure. We have also committed not to use or license any third party to use any ArtStation content for the purpose of training generative AI programs. So actually, congrats! You backpedaled the right way. As Nicholas says, this is interesting to be sure. The lawsuit seems to have rattled some actual policy loose at ArtStation. But there is precious little meat on these bones. I agree. There's wiggle room in here. Too little, too late again, and it's very transparent that they're trying to mollify us with evasive language and half measures. I said they backpedal in the right way, and that's simply by having the text be in the right way. That they say, we're updating, but we know platforms like these. There is not a lot of merit to what's sitting here. And to clarify the prohibition against use of... Wait, am I reading this right? I was unsure the first time, but now that I'm rereading it... And to clarify the prohibition against use of no AI content? I guess... Oh, wait. Yeah, no, this is totally right. It just means that it's prohibiting you to... basically take from not generated content. That's what it's... That's a loophole in itself, right? Because you can't have someone else create something with an AI and then replicate it from the AI. From the AI image. Yeah, this is all of this is meaningless. Yeah, this is complete and utter bullshit. ArtStation has done nothing. You have done... Oh, my eyes. It's a joke, okay? Almost makes it worse now that they're facing legal. Yeah, honestly, I may misunderstand the legal text. But what this tells me is that if you have someone who creates an AI image and then feeds that into an AI to replicate from that, it's all still fair game because you created from an AI image. This is so not clear that I'm actually not surprised that this seems to be the exact kind of person who would do something like that. Like, wow. Again, I may have misunderstood the legal text, like the terms of service update. I may have misunderstood that. Again, someone who's more intrinsically aware of the website could correct me here, but you know, just my personal feeling on the matter. Oh yeah, by the way, on this, if this is such an unstable profession, why are you taking from such an unstable profession to enter this unstable profession? Do you not realize that you're a bullshit hypocrite? Hey yo, Twitter, just as a side note, fix your fucking search algorithm. What is all this? January 15th, 9 hours ago, what the fuck is wrong with you, Twitter? Oh yeah, you got bought by Elon Musk, a guy who thinks that paying $8 a month is actual freedom of speech. Like a fucking entitled rich... Well, I found what I was looking for. This is exactly one of those examples that makes me personally think that you shouldn't even allow the programs, the algorithms, the code for it to exist in the first place. AI art, it's not art, has changed my life and it will yours too. I love it. Of course you love it because you can steal and be a lazy bitch. All I will say is AI art has changed my life. You have said that just now. It has given me the power to make all the things I ever wanted without having to hire artists and writers. How dare they have skills I don't? I am the boss at all times, blah blah blah. I'm using AI to help me write my books with a chat GPT and create all the artworks for it with stable diffusion. I'm creating, you're not creating anything, my own t-shirt designs, it's not your designs, prints, illustrations, stickers, children books. None of that is your work. You let a fucking program do it for you. You have no artistic integrity nor skill whatsoever. You suck. The beauty of all this AI power, goddamn, is no one knows. This is the important thing. I just know how to use and make AI art in such a way that it is not possible to tell whose style it is using. This is the nail in the coffin for anyone defending AI art, because this is plain as day admission to theft. I wanted to say thievery. I don't know what stopped me. This is pure admission to theft, and honestly, I agree with exactly one thing from this. I realized very quickly that the general public is too busy on TikTok to even know how I make my art now. TikTok is fucking destroying societies. It's gonna ruin every generation from now on. TikTok is a menace. It always comes across my style with my true and tested secret prompt. Secret prompts? What? Big effing tits? Anyway, I love stable diffusion. Of course you're loving it. Because it makes theft so easy. It has made all my dreams come true. Your dreams of being an unskilled bitch, still trying to rip off and yoink. I don't know why I said yoink, but yeah, yoink. from actual talented people or people who just put in the dedication to learn their craft. How dare people get good at whatever they do? You know, I watched, you know, here's the thing. Here's something that I think is a fitting comparison for this. Look, I got the video game FIFA 08. That means that just by owning this, I should be considered just as good as Ronaldo and Messi. Just because I own a fucking game or what? Okay. Not that I care about that game, it's literally not doing anything for me, but just so you know. It's a very similar thought process to think that just because you have the theoretical mindset for it, or even any theoretical knowledge, it doesn't make you a pro or an expert. This is the greatest creation to ever come into my life. Oh, and my friends are blown away with my artistic ability, of which you have zero, and how I can create their likeness in art. Which, of course, if you take a photo and you feed it that, it can recreate that. Congratulations, you're a fucking no-skilled bitch. I'm having so much fun stealing. My art portfolio, which you have ripped off of other people who are way more talented than you are. Jake Farrakhan, I don't give a shit about your name, has grown by leaps and bounds. Yeah, because there are so many actual skilled artists you can steal from. I am planning to go to my first comic convention where I will be selling my own fantastic, it's not your own and it's not fantastic, AI art, its images, and books. It will have my name on it, which shows that you're a fucking disgusting piece of shit and you should be taken off the internet ASAP. On it only, and it will never say AI art. This is the power of AI art. Plagiarism, theft, being a fucking bigoted asshole who steals from actual talented people. And look, I don't give a shit if people are gonna call me out for being too rude in my approach, in my language. I really don't care. This is the thing. This is what they do. They take from people who are better than them. They don't add anything of value to it. They have nothing intellectual to do with it. They don't have any intellectual to say about it. They are just sitting there and letting their fucking machine work. Nothing else. This is not about artistic freedom. This is not about just having limitless potential from your mind printed onto your piece. That's not how it works. We're gonna have people who are gonna try so hard to strawman themselves into a position where they are victims. Where they say, oh, but the mean artists, they just want to keep us down. They want to keep the future down. They just want to be rich themselves. And they don't think we deserve any. Because you don't deserve anything. You don't deserve anything for ripping off people who are or talented, hardworking, diligent, determined, and many, many other words that I could put here. Artists, and by the way, just as a side, not as a side note, shut up me. I just want you to be aware. You don't need to be part of everything. If you can't draw, then you either learn how to draw properly or you accept the fact that you don't. It's that simple. I understand that I can draw, as I've shown. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no, I want people to think that I'm actually good at something that I have no actual skill in. And instead of taking the right way of learning all of this, of practicing all of this, of perfecting all of this. And trust me, there are professional artists who still need to do corrections because that's just how it goes. mistakes happen, or you zoom it out again, you see that the composition is actually kind of off, so you zoom back in and make corrections. All of that is so much work, right? All of that is just so hard. And that's why you don't deserve to be called artists. You're operators. You're operators for fucking programs that steal from people who are much more skilled than you'll ever be in your entire life. Within a week. The actual skillful people. And again, I will repeat myself here. I know I repeat myself here. I may be a bad example of the way to defend this, because it gives these losers a potential realm for strawmanning themselves into the victim role. That all of this is just oppression from the elitists. No. Theft is just not okay. And it doesn't matter if you steal from one of these people, if you steal from all of them, if you steal from half of them, from any arbitrary percentage. It doesn't matter. Theft is still theft. And all of this is theft because at the end of the day, you're just sitting there. You're not doing anything of this yourself. You don't have the skill necessary to learn anything about composition of any variety. You don't know anything about colors. You don't know jack shit. You know nothing. That's a large prompt. This makes me scared of using it. My prompts are generally much shorter. The model I'm using is pruned and anything v3. Been having great success on generating landscapes. Or, just here's an idea. Go outside, take a photograph, and draw that photograph. How about that for a change? Do anything remotely artistically involved. How about that? When I talk about bullying and harassment of artists by AI prompters, I'm told to stop posting art online. Okay, would you tell a victim of bullying to stop going to school to avoid being bullied? And I think this is the perfect ending note. The AI operators, the AI prompters, are not artists. They're not skilled, they're not intelligent, they are just thieves. And they sit there and feel entitled to take whatever they want without giving credit, without a lot of them even asking permission. Like, someone like this is, from the very obvious looks of it, a rarity. Let's bring ourselves back to this garbage, by the way. And I think it speaks volumes that we have people who sit in their basements, have images created by a program, by an algorithm, call it whatever you want, and they actually sit there and feel validated in their artistic right and skill, which is the most ill thing that I've heard about any artistic thing, period. So yeah, this has been it. If you want a summary, learn to draw or don't be a fucking thief. It's that simple. It's really that simple. With all of that being said, wish you a wonderful day. I hope to see you next time. This has been Twisty and I'm out. Peace.